Hi, I'm Amy Hansen. I'm the mother of 7 and a grandmother of 1. I've been homeschooling for 18 years. And I often have people come to me, especially this time of year, and say, we're burnt out, we're tired, we're in a rut. What can we do? Well, here's my advice. From the words of President Uchtdorf, stop it. Stop it now. Just put aside the curriculum, put aside the stuff you've been doing, and take a little vacation. But don't just take a vacation. Dive in and immerse yourself in family history. Take a break and experience the family history. Elder Bednar said, I invite young people of the church to learn about and experience the spirit of Elijah. As you respond to this invitation, I promise you will be protected against the intensifying influence of the adversary. As you participate in and love this holy work, you will be safeguarded in your youth and throughout your lives. What an amazing promise. As homeschoolers, we are in a really unique position to be able to fully utilize and take advantage of this promise. We can stop for a minute. We can stop for a day or a week and just learn family history. Study our ancestors. In the process, we still can be learning history. We can be learning science. We can be learning math. We can still incorporate all those other subjects that we feel are important. Elder Scott promised us, if the young people want a sure way to eliminate the influence of the adversary in their lives, immerse yourself in searching for your ancestors. What else would we want to teach our children? What else would we want them to learn than to be able to completely eliminate the influence of the adversary in their lives? So some of you might be thinking, but I know nothing about family history. It's that really scary thing on the computer and I have no idea how to access it or how to do it at all. The church is making it very easy. In fact, they told us, let your children get on and teach you. Just go to the LDS.org, go to the family history portion under resources, and just get on and start experimenting. Go to familysearch.org, type your name in, type your children's name in, see what comes up. And then, as you pull up some of these names, find an ancestor. Just pick one. Pick one that looks like it's from an interesting place. Pick one that has a really interesting name. Pick one that has your name or your child's name. And take that ancestor and start learning about that person. Take some time and ask some questions. Ask your children, say, I wonder where they lived. I wonder what their house looked like. I wonder if they had any pets. I wonder if they had siblings. I wonder what games they played or songs they sang. Start wondering and start asking your children what their wonderings are. And then, as you start doing that, dive in and start researching. Start finding out different things about that time in history. Study the country they are from. Study that language and learn a few words in it. Cook some foods from that time and place. Learn a song, a popular story, nursery rhymes from that time and place, or one that that person knew and loved. If you don't personally have stories about this person, you can contact other family members that might have the stories. Or if you just can't find the information, make up some stories. Study that era, study that culture, that time, and make up some stories about what that person might have experienced. Make up a play. Make puppets. Do a coloring book. Put together all sorts of fun things that the children can participate in and be a part of and connect with those ancestors. Play a geography game centered around where they live. Learn that country's flag and then go to Temple Square and find the sisters' missionaries tags. They have flags on them, and find the sister's tag that has that flag on it. Go up to her, tell her the country she's from. She'll be really excited you knew it. And then tell her a story you learned about your ancestor. Of course, that's if you live in the area. Visit a museum that may have artifacts from that time and place. Visit church history museums. Visit the family history museum, the church family history museum if you're in the area. Plan a trip to that area, to that country. It could be a real trip and you could actually go on it, or just plan a trip. Plan a virtual trip and get online and explore and tour the country online. And of course, if there's temple work to be done for that person, make sure that happens. And show the kids and help them see the process as it goes along. If you find lots of people, create a binder where you can keep track of the names as the ordinances have been done. It's a very satisfying and successful feeling of accomplishment for the children and for the families as they do that. Build a temple and talk about the temple where the work will be done. Learn about that temple and history stories from that temple, and read temple stories. And of course, study the scriptures and the words of the prophet about family history work and memorize some of them. Of course, all of these are just suggestions. Find one of them that works for you or jumps out and sounds exciting. The goal is to have fun with it. The goal is to learn to love your ancestors and to experience some of their life. The idea is to help our children get excited about them and show them that this is not a hard thing to do. It's time, the prophets have told us. It's time to hasten the work of the Lord. And family history is one place to start. I know that as we submerge ourselves in this work, as we commit time to our ancestors and strive to get to know them and to help them, then it opens the door for them to come and help us. What greater gift could we give to our children? What greater education could we give to our children than to learn the things of the Spirit and the gospel and to strengthen themselves against the adversary so that they can move forward in this world and do the work that they have to do. The next part of hastening the work, we've heard over and over, is hastening the missionary work. Just like in family history work, the prophets are encouraging us. We need to be engaged as never before to match the excitement of our leaders and the commitment of our full-time missionaries. This work is not going to move forward in the Lord's intended way without us. As President Henry B. Eyring said, whatever our age, capacity, church calling, or location, we are as one called to the work to help him in his harvest of souls. And again, as homeschoolers, why not make this part of our curriculum? Why not make this part of our lives? Again, the desire and idea is to develop the excitement for the work. Get on the LDS.org again and watch some of the videos under Hastening the Work of Salvation. Lots of ideas about things, lots of inspiring videos about people that have gone out and shown how it's just become part of life to share the gospel that we live, to share the light that we have. Sister Oscarson said, your personal conversion will help you as you prepare to make covenants in the temple, serve missions, and establish your own future homes. As you are converted, you will have a desire to share with others what you have learned, and your confidence and ability to testify to others with conviction and power will increase. The desire to share the gospel with others and the confidence to testify boldly are natural results of true conversion. Isn't this what we want for our children? So again, here's some ideas, some places to start and things to try with your children to help develop that desire and that excitement for the missionary work as it's being hastened forward. Start with missionary stories in your family. You, if you served a mission, or if you didn't, if you just have great missionary stories. They don't even have to be great. They can be everyday and ordinary, because every conversion is something that's great in the eyes of the Lord. A spouse, a parent, a sibling, anyone that's gone on a mission, get them excited about being a missionary. But more importantly, get them excited about the conversion process and being a missionary now. Find a missionary you know somewhere and learn about the area, just like in family history work. Study the country, study the foods, study the flag, the history, the culture. Try some new foods, just for fun. Learn about some other cultures. Write to some missionaries. Ask your grandparents or a family member or someone else, and this works in family history too, or brings that part into it. Ask them their conversion story, or ask them to share some of their missionary stories. Make a missionary book for the kids. Have them, of course, help design it. Make them the hero, the missionary. Have them be the age they are now. What kind of things would they be doing? Ask them. Have them give you a scenario of how they can be a missionary. Draw the pictures or get them online. Make a coloring book or just a scrapbook type thing that they can be participating in and creating. Watch Mormon messages together. Talk about them. Discuss the ideas, the things they might have done differently. Make missionary puppets. Practice teaching the lessons and preach my gospel. Learn about rules of etiquette for other countries and different places, even in our country. Find and read stories about missionaries and missionary work from the Friend, the New Era, conference talks, and of course the scriptures. Again, find and memorize scriptures having to do with it or quotes from the prophets. Have the kids create a play from a missionary scripture story and act it out. And be sure to talk about how it applies to them and even include that as part of the play. Here's my favorite. Each family member, including each of the children, creates a 30-second response about a principle that they are familiar with and have a testimony of. It could be anything: my eternal family, where I go when we die. Why are we here? Where do we go from? Why I love primary. What is tithing? Find something they know and they can share about in just a few seconds, and then make a badge. And on that right, ask me about my eternal family. Ask me about primary. Ask me about why I love my scriptures. Ask me about Jesus. Whatever it is that they have their response. And then as you go out in public places, you go to the grocery store, you could go to the library, you could go to the zoo, wherever you choose to go. See how many people will respond to that, and let them practice sharing. I would suggest maybe carrying around some missionary cards, the pass-along cards, to hand out as you go. There may be some interest, and people may respond really positively to that. Make your home an MTC for a day or a week. Keep a mission schedule. Do personal and companion studies. Study, preach my gospel. You could have guest speakers come in and speak on gospel topics, or mom or dad could dress up as a guest speaker. Years ago at a conference I went to, there was a family that had done this as part of their homeschooling. Their homeschool was their MTC, and they focused on preparing their children for missions. And they would invite people to come in. For example, one time they had someone come in dressed up as King Benjamin and gave King Benjamin's famous sermon, and a variety of things like that. There's no end to the creativity and the variety of things. Or the children themselves could dress up and be the ones to give those sermons. Ask the full-time missionaries to come and teach a lesson in your home. Learn how to share the gospel online. There's many resources on the Hastening the Work website, which is part of the LDS.org. Create something that your family can do. A video, a blog, something on Facebook. Create a family mission plan. Decide how you want to do it. What can your family do? The brethren have told us we can all do this. No matter our age, situation, experience, every one of us has the responsibility to help hasten the work. And as we're in our homeschools, and as we have the opportunity to choose what we're teaching our children, why not incorporate these great topics of missionary work and family history work, and those promises that the Lord will be with us and we can overcome the destroyer and the adversary. Any more questions? Ask the missionaries.